Hello everyone, welcome back to Shadowrun Dragonfall. Do we have any karma? No. 2 from before. Okay. Thank you. Now we are on our way to the top floor. Penthouse Suite. Let's not open that door. Knew you'd come. I've always been a good judge of character. Since we're meeting in person, I'll formally introduce myself. He nods his head in salute. Blitz. Decker extraordinaire, at your service. Balon. The vault is just around the corner. Once we get there, I can unlock it with a few clicks on the keypad. Blitz offers you something between a smile and a smirk. Built myself a back door when I wrote the security system. Never hurts to be careful. Sounds good. Let's go. What's in here? Let's not go in there. Shit. Go here. All right. Get some cover. And we'll throw a heal onto Glory. Ah, that's right. Okay, fine. Excuse me. Oh, fuck. Really hate it when that happens. See if we can block that way. Over here. What do you have? Okay, you have like an Uzi. My sight blocked. My sight blocked. Okay. End turn. Oof. Okay, that's fine. Killing hands. Go down here. Out cold. Get some cover. Go to here, cast healing on yourself. Excuse me. Impressive, you hit! Laid out. Yeah, too far away. I can't get there in time, so go here. And Nope. Excuse me. Switch to sniper rifle. Take aim. Go. Excellent. Have to get you closer. You as well. End turn. Oh, shit. Stay there. Down. Nicely done. Well, something's not right. So why they're here? That just doesn't make sense. Actually, let's check out the bathroom. It's rather nice. So why is 501 like that? Do we have anything for 501? Nothing. What's this? Drone repair. Huh. Interesting. Very interesting. Go down here. Alright, here we go. Tap it, tap, tap. Done. Wait. When did that thing get installed? Take cover! Oh, shit. Fall back. Okay, go here. We can heal, so we should heal. Yeah, definitely. Okay. Go here. bloody throat. Go up here. Stay safe. Or go there. You know, whatever. Use up the points. Okay, they come out to get us. I'm about to punch a freaking drone. For 19 damage. Excuse me. Okay. Edgar, switch to shotgun. Switch. We got it. Okay. You stay there. Enraged troll. A troll in his underwear, I think? You're in the open. Let's go for it. I'm punching a troll. That's good, and one more. So far, so good. Damn, troll. Only 4 damage. You had a cyber arm. I want you back here. Okay. Heal wound. Take the 4 hit points. Reload, confirm. Swap weapons. Good. Reload, confirm. Hold tight. Okay, we're done. Any more drones? It doesn't look like it. Okay, alright. I want Edgar over here. Okay. Nope. I would like you to take the time to reload now. Confirm. I could always do this. Okay, not enough AP. Then we'll end turn. What is this? Send self-destruct codes to the automated security. I see. I can get in here. What the hell? Oh. I was seeing that as something else for some reason. Alright. No. Stay there. You stay here and turn. Edgar. Summon spirit. No, that's probably or would that be a good idea? I'm not entirely sure. No, I don't want you there. It's glory that I want here. Take the shot. You two stay put. Oof. I'm punching an automated sentry gun. Because today just can't get any weirder. It's 99 no matter what. Got it. Good job, guys. Good job. I think we need a med kit, though. Yep. Activate. Plus 15 hits. Alright. It's a drone. Bliss. Drug formula. Jazz. The drone appears to be broken. All it can seem to do is hover in place. Oh, we'll take the drone. Nice. That's all he had in there? Drac. Alright, people, let's go. Watch our exit. Can we go here? Okay. We should probably check our optionals here and stuff. Okay, objectives. Oh, we did every single optional. The only thing left to do is return to the Kriz Bazaar. Ground floor. I don't feel like talking to that loser. Let's head home. Hey, thanks for the assist. Can't tell you how happy I am to leave this place. No problem. Blitz nods at you, then abruptly changes the subject. Say, you wouldn't happen to need a Nova Hot Decker, would you? 'Cause I suddenly find myself unemployed. We do need a Decker, so... Yeah, okay. As it happens, we could use a Decker, yes. Excellent. Fantastic, I promise you, you won't regret it. Your team makes its way back to the nearest U-Bahn station. 20 minutes later, you're on a return trip to the Kriz Bazaar, leaving the filth of Drekken Kipe far behind. But the image of Green Winter's twisted corpse continues to linger in your mind. You lift one of the discs to the light. Reflections dance off its surface. With luck, you'll soon have the answers you've been looking for. Hopefully none of that was cut out as I was reading it. I just realized it was loading. I'm sorry. As you lead your team through the shadows, your companions will continue to develop and learn new combat skills. Clicking the icon in the lower right-hand corner of the screen will open Crew Advancement menu. When this icon is highlighted, one or more of your companions is eligible to learn new combat skill. At each advancement level, you may choose one of two possible combat skills for each of your runners. Choose wisely. Ah, you're level 2. I am leaning towards a shotgun specialist, honestly. Not shotgun, but sniper specialist. Because, look in that fight. Having a long range, somebody that's under heavy cover, having that sniper ability, really freaking good. So, I think we'll get that. Anybody else? Ah, Glory. I did not use her in melee, and I should be. I should be using her. Gains pistol ability. Having two of us in melee would seriously improve things, so let's do that. Confirm. Do you have anything? Dietrich's Electro Core spell now strips 1 armor from affected players. Yeah, I do want to use more magic. Okay. All right. Blitz. Blitz looks up at your approach. The table behind him is littered with cigarette butts, and the data jack cable dangles from a portable terminal set up by his side. Hey, Chief, need something? Just checking in. You doing alright? He smiles. His smile widens. Great, Chief. I'm doing just great. It's real nice to be able to wind down and relax for a change. No more worrying about this ganger or that ganger sneaking up behind me and slipping a knife between my ribs. He slaps the table with a grin. It's a good change, Chief. I've got to say. No one is ever really safe, not when gangs are involved. Good. Then you can focus on getting our current job done. Glad to hear it. We're happy to have you on the team. Let's do that. It's nice. Of course you are. He gestures at himself with a flourish. What's not to be happy about? Chat with you later. Okay. We can certainly do more later because we got some stuff. But first, Dante. We must say hi to Dante. You look down to see a pair of bright eyes set into a scruffy face looking back at you. Dante, Monica's old dog. Looking down into those huge brown eyes, you see intelligence and sadness. Aww. On some instinctive level, he must know that his master is gone. Dante lets out a small whine, then rubs his head against her leg. Pat him. Woof! Yes, good boy. Here, let's talk to Paul. Armcel's expression is harder than you've ever seen it before. When he speaks, his voice is grim. Edgar has told me of Greenwinter's death. She said that he died in the same manner that Monica did. It wasn't a pretty sight. Armcel nods gravely. I know that you and Edgar had your differences. I will tell you that she was badly shaken by the sight of Winter's body. Thank you. She almost mentioned that you found something in the Winter safe, a package full of very old discs. May I see them? Hand over the discs. Of course. Good God, gingerly. Armcel lifts the disc from the bundle and holds it up to the light. Slowly he begins to turn it in his hand, causing a rainbow patterns to shimmer across the surface. I haven't seen one of these since I was a boy. This is a DVD/RW, a data storage medium from the mid-2000s. I'm amazed that Winters was able to find a device that could play it. Do you know how we could read these things? He puts down the DVD in his hands and quickly inspects the others. The first disc that I looked at might be readable. The others are damaged, some severely. I have my doubts about them. For now, let's concentrate on the undamaged disc. There is a little shop outside the Data Haven. There's a little shop outside, the Data Haven. Talk to the proprietor. Melted? Holly. She may be able to help. Tell her to put the cost of the device on my account. I'm on it. We should talk to Edgar after that. And then after Edgar, we are actually going to go do that run, I think. Edgar turns to face you. There's a pained look on her face. Look, I owe you an apology. Oh, is that so? Damn. Damn right you do. No. I'm listening. No. Oh, is that so? Yeah, it is. When Monica died, I was pissed. That probably doesn't come as a huge surprise. But I took that anger out on you, and I shouldn't have. Seeing Winter's body like that was enough to convince me you couldn't have done anything to help Monica, and I couldn't have either. We're dealing with something entirely new. I added that. Yeah, sounds better. Monica was a good friend of mine. Her death hurt. I got carried away, and I said some things that I shouldn't have. I want to apologize for that. Her body relaxes. She begins to turn away. Anyway, that's all I want to say. There are a few things that I want to say. She stops and turns back to face you. You can see that the weariness behind her eyes. Go ahead. Nobody's stopping you. I accept your apology, but if you ever insult me like that in front of the team again, you're going to regret it? No? That weak-ass apology changes nothing. I'm going to go with the third one. You're a valued member of this team, Edgar. We need you now more than ever. I'm glad you're on my side. She raises a hand to stop you. The expression on her face has gone from cautious to annoyed. Cut the bullshit, fearless leader. I don't respond well to flattery. I wasn't trying to flatter you, Edgar. I only wanted to tell you how wonderful and valuable I am. Yeah, I got that part. And now that you've given me a pat on the head, I suppose you expect me to fall in line like a good little soldier? You know, there's nothing easier or more hollow than an empty compliment. It's cheap manipulation. That's not how I give compliments. And I can always see right through it. She turns away. You should go. I've got prep work to do for our next run. And you got more important things to do than to watch me pack my gear. Yeah. Well, we tried. They always say that was a weak-ass apology. Maybe that's a better one for her. There we go. Item broken. I acquired this drone. Can you get it up and running again? Yeah, probably. May take a bit of doing, though. I love working on these old crap drone. Oh. Excuse me, these old corp drones. Can't make you any guarantees, but either way, it's on the house. I'll leave it in your hands. I'll start on it right now. See you later. Hang on a sec. There was something else that I want to talk to you about. Let's see. Okay, I'm looking for something that can play back a DVD RW? Really? That is old tech. Very old tech. In fact, just a moment. I will go look. She turns to rummage through a bin of obsolete components at the back of her stall. Ah, yes, here we are. The dwarf wrestles with a medium-sized flat-screen display out of the bin. This display has an old enough hookups to connect to a DVD player. RCA, you know, vintage. The player itself, though, this I do not have. You may wish to try your luck down at the junkyard. There is a scavenger there. A primitive man with a crude disposition. If anyone here in the Grisbars Bazaar can help you find your DVD player, he can. But he will almost certainly attempt to overcharge you for it. She takes a deep breath and smiles up at you. But you are not here for gossip. Shall we conclude our business? I could give you the display for, say, 200 million? Paul said to charge it to his account. Ah, very well. I will have it packaged up and delivered to Herr Amsel right away. Best of luck finding your DVD reader. I wish you well. Okay, we're hunting for a DVD player. We are hunting for a DVD player. Are you in here? Ah, here you are. Wonderful. Excuse me. A stout old man looks up from whatever old tech he's tinkering with to squint at you through thick, old-fashioned glasses. He pushes them up with an oil-stained finger as he straightens up to nod at you. He speaks with a gruff but well-meaning tone, heavy accented with German tonality. Guten Tag. What can I do for you? Mallet tells me that you're the man to speak to about DVDs. That little shrew sent you my way, huh? Scordy's smile bronze. Will wonders never cease? Well, introductions are in order, I suppose. Schrody Butcherman at your service. The old man raises a grimy hand in salute. Need something salvaged? Some old components? Veiltet? I'm indeed your man. Wonderful. How about this DVD player? Well, let's see. I think I've got something that'll work for you. Rummages through the junk heaped on the table behind him. A few seconds later, he snatches a battered plastic Ozengate shaped from the pile. Ah, here we go. An old Korean player that I dug up last week. A 2010 model. A real beauty. Scordy's smile bronze, and he gives you a conspiratorial wink. I fixed her up and got her running, but without any discs to read. I've mostly been using her as a paperweight. Sounds like what I'm looking for. How much do you want for it? Scotty glances back at the DVD player, a rueful expression on his face. Excuse me? Well, I'll admit it. I'm a little, loath to part with her. There are plenty of folks out there who'd really appreciate a no player as this. I don't know what your intentions are for it. I was just reading this here. I suppose, given the time and trouble I took putting it back together, I'd be willing to part with her for, say... Scardy darts over your gear, a calculated expression on his face. About 500 million? Now we can just pay for it and be on our way. I've got a better idea. How about you give me the DVD and we can call it even? No. I'm short on cash right now. Could I offer you something in trade? The old man pauses for a moment, considering. Tell you what, a few months ago I had call it a difference of opinion with that Berkegay's fellow from the soy calf shop. He hasn't let me into his establishment since, and I'd sell my mother for a decent cup of coffee. I think, well, let's see. I can't remember how much the Turkish coffee is, so, we'll see what we can get. Deal. So we need to go get the coffee. Where the hell is the shop? I'm trying to remember. Wasn't it just over here? Or, maybe further down? Yes, here we go. That's it. Let's see how much a cup of coffee is. The Turk leans into you, keeping his voice low. I have information regarding that matter my people were looking into in Freedom. That one involving the surveillance device on my data tab? Old dog, I've been waiting for my coffee for nearly an hour already. Are you growing the beans out back? The coffee vendor shouts. Can't you see I'm speaking to an honored guest? You tower of quivering corpulence. His voice lowers again. Now then, as I was saying, we were fortunate that you happened upon the surveillance tap when you did. The people on the other end were planning a very bad thing, to be sure. What kind of bad thing? Quite bad. Monica Scheffer was an important member of this community. More than we're aware of. This Kais was under her protection. You know how it is in the flux. The governance of a place like this is tedious at best. You never know who's going to be in charge from one day to the next. But Monica was a stabilizing force, and not just because she was dangerous. She was smart and funny and wise, and she had a way with people. They wanted to support her, to follow her, because they loved her. When she was killed, it left an opening for others. It would have meant bloodshed and pain if this council had been allowed to continue their plan. But they did not. We saw to it. You and I. What happened to them? They have been reasoned with, let us simply say. The matter is settled, and leave it at that. The Krez Bazaar will maintain its stability a while longer, thanks to us. Now, what can I do for you? FM, would you like some coffee, perhaps? Give me a Turkish coffee. The real stuff, please. Very good. Hand you a ceramic travel mug, which he then fills to the brim with dark, steaming liquid. The scent is intoxicating. Is there anything more I can get you? Just killing time. I'll be going now. Okay. Come on, Dante. Let's go. I'm pretty sure I talked to you. She tips an invisible hat. Hey there, remember me from the cafe? Name's Cammy. Are you looking for something? Well, who are you, for one thing? I am Altog's ears and hands outside of the cafe. Call me Cammy. I wear a couple of hats. Oh, Brista? I forget how to say that word. A barrister. No, not barrister. A barista. That's the word. Barista. A gopher. Keep my eyes and ears open. Let's just say I get on by trading stories. So I can count on you to hear what's going on? Like I said, only if you've got something juicy for me, or if Altug wants me to tell you something, but that's rare. I might be his ears and hands, but he's got enough of a voice all by his own. He doesn't seem to be afraid to use it either. Not in the slightest. Since you've just moved here, I have some advice. If you haven't guessed already, he's got fingers in a lot of pies. I've seen what happens when he doesn't approve of someone or something. Pissing him off can't be worth it, and at the very least, you won't be able to get a good coffee in this town again. She grins cheekily. What's the story between you and him? She grins and winks. I don't even know that word. Oh, surely you've guessed. You're not serious. She laughs. I can't pull a fast one on you, can I? Well, I'll tell you the real story sometime. How about that? Right now, though, I have some errands to run. Come over sometime and we can chat over hookah or something, yeah? She lazily tips an invisible hat at you before turning to focus at her palm at her wrist. If you're unfamiliar, actually, with that term, hookah, it is a classic smoking device, hookah pipe, where the smoke goes down into an enclosed bowl, and there's water there and it helps purify the smoke of impurities to improve the flavor and the scent and all that kind of stuff. And then there's a little thing. You go and bendable hose and stuff and you suck it out. That's a classic hookah pipe. There have been other terms used for it that's sometimes used like a pipe that's actually just stuffed with like weed in it or something like that. That's sometimes called a hookah pipe too. Scardy looks up from his work. Hello again, Mynheer. I'm a bit busy, but what can I do for you? I am back from my DVD player. Well, it ain't yours yet, but I've got it right here. Been keeping it warm for you. Now, you got my coffee, or do you have 500 million? Hand him the coffee. Ah, thank you. Scardy gratefully accepts the coffee, then snaps the lid back and inhales deeply, wiggling his mustache as he processes the scent. Yep, that's the real stuff, all right. Scardy gingerly picks up the ancient device from the table and presses it into your hands. The plastic is scuffed and worn, and it rattles a bit when you move it. Give her some good use, okay? The very best. Enjoy the coffee. Let's head home. So for 50, we got ourselves a DVD player from, well, I guess it would be 6 years ago. Pardon me. Where'd he go? Blitz? What's going on here? It seems that Amsel has assembled the team in your absence. They stand in a group around the old display that you had Mallet deliver. On their faces you can see excitement and apprehension, curiosity and dread. Belong, have you procured a DVD reader? I have. It's right here. Good. This should only take a moment. Armcell disappears behind the ancient display. After a few minutes of fiddling with its battered inputs, he reappears. A satisfied look on his face. Everything appears to be functional. The disc should be ready to play. Well, don't keep us in suspense. Start the damn thing already. Bailong went to the trouble of fetching everything. Let her do the honors. Armcell steps back, clearing a path for you to access the antique machine. Let's do this. A soft whirling sound fills the air as the ancient DVD player spins the disc up to speed. The scratched LCD display comes to life, and a menu fills the screen. Play track 1. The screen goes black, and a cheerful digital chiming sound spills out in the display speakers. Crackling of static fills the air, coupled with shrill electronic whine. After a few moments, the display goes live, and a disheveled-looking man appears on the screen. His eyes glitter with excitement. Timestamp on the screen, 2034-09-15. Hang on. Year, month, day. This game was developed by the original creator Shadowrun, who is American, and often the date's not done this way. It's like my preferred method, year, month, day. It's often month, day, year that I see. Yeah, anyways. Hermie, I think we found her. After all this time. Freshwing, I knew that she wasn't dead. His speech is jittery. You can hear the urgency in his voice. She survived the Dragonfall, just as I've always said. I knew it, and I was right. The screen explodes into static, and the electronic whine in the background sharpens into a needle-like pulse of a high-pitched sound. Somewhere in the background, Dante lets out a howl, lets out a low whimper. The screen clears, and the excited face is closer to the screen than it was before. The words spill out of him in a breathless tide. Talking to a team in the SOX to retreat into the taking a team into the SOX to retrieve her. The radiation be damned. We will take appropriate precautions, of course, but we must go. Hermie, I think that the body may be nearby as well. Somehow she has survived for all of this time. The screen explodes into static again, then clears. The figure flickers across the room. May not be back for some time. Look after Mom, okay? Don't worry about her. Sorry, I won't worry about her. I worry about her. I can't read tonight. I'm sorry. And Hermie, stay safe out there. I know that things are heating up in Berlin, and I know you. Student projects, civil uprising. You'll be in the middle of it, I'm sure. Just stay safe, alright? And I'll do my best to do the same. I don't know what's going to happen when I step into the socks. But I do know one thing. If Firewing is still a danger, I will put an end to her, once and for all. The display goes black, and the background wine fades away. A moment later, you find yourself deposited back at the main menu screen. 2. The screen goes black for a moment, then a figure appears on the screen. Your late client, Green Winters. His elbow is planted on the table that he's seated at, and his chin rests on his palm. The other hand is wrapped around a bottle of cheap whiskey. Timestamp. About 20 years later. Found the message Adrian left me all those years ago. Got it cleaned up as best as I could. Strange hearing his voice again. He paused to take a long pull on the bottle. It's good to hear him, even if he did insist on calling me Hermie. Dr. Aldrin Valclair, the hero of the project, the Dragon Slayer. My brother. He grimaces and rubs his eyes. Hard to believe it's been almost 20 years. Alright, so I'm going to start recording these DVDs again. For me. For Adrian. Or whoever might wind up watching them. Every time I do this, it winds up feeling like a waste of time. But I keep doing it anyway, on the off chance that I'll find something important. If I stumble into the clue that leads me to my brother, I know that I'm going to want it on film. I've been doing this for almost 20 years now, after all. No sense in quitting now. Christ, 20 years. All this time and still no leads, even with all of my contacts and my resources. He takes another long swallow of cheap liquor. Even with my legendary bullheadedness, I've made no progress at all. I haven't turned up a single goddamn thing. Want to hear something funny? The closest I've gotten to a clue was a rumor. Apparently a team emerged from the socks a while back. Nobody's clear on the date. But, and get this, he leans into the camera, giving a conspiratorial wink. Supposedly they vanished without a trace. He upends the bottle, drains it, slams it back down to the table. His eyes are rimmed with red. Not much of a rumor, considering I already know that you're gone, big brother. I live with that every day. Abruptly, Winters leans forward and reaches for something off-screen. The display goes black. A few seconds later, the main menu returns. There was a grinding sound from the DVD tray, and Green Winter's image appears on the screen. There's an eager look on his face. Excuse me. Stumbled upon this archive footage of Frostwinger's original attack months before the Dragonfall. Easy to forget how devastating it was. Adrian saved a lot of people by bringing her down. I've got the footage all queued up to play. Starting it now. Additional comments to follow. Hang on one second, I need a sip of water. Oh. The slow whirl of the DVD player shifts to a high-pitched whine. A distorted, wavering image blooms into being on the screen. A timestamp in the upper right corner of the screen marks the date July 6, 2012. Thank you. It's difficult to make out what you're seeing at first. The screen is dark and smoky, and the telltale flashes of emergency vehicle lights flicker on the peripheral of the screen. The camera pushes in and you can make out two figures standing in rural landscape. All at once, the sound cuts in. Oh, the flickering here. Yeah, that's part of the game, so don't get confused because it's not going over here. It's a very nice touch and effect. You don't really see that when DVDs kind of go funny, but this was something you actually saw a little bit more often in older CRT-based type TVs sometimes, when you had rabbit ears and you're trying to bring in a channel and stuff like that to get the signal clear. That's that kind of wave. That's what it feels like. Again, for those of you just joining us, we are coming to you live from Stolberg. A few hours ago, the Dragon Fraser Wing launched an unprovoked attack on the sleepy Harz Mountain town, and you can see the results behind me. Fire, ashes, and blood. We are joined tonight by a survivor of this latest and most horrifying attack. The reporter turns to face a pale man standing behind him. Sir, I understand that you've been through a terrible ordeal. Thanks for taking the time to speak with us tonight. The camera switches to focus to a middle-aged man with a haunted look in his eyes. He stammers out a reply. Yes, of course. If you could, sir, could you please tell the people at home about your experience of the attack? It was terrible, just pure chaos. So many people are dead. People I knew, roasted alive or trampled to death trying to escape. My own house was burned to the ground during the attack. My family. We have nothing now. You all made it through the attack, though? Your wife? Your kids? Yeah, we all made it, thank God. We rode out the attack in a small shelter. Me, my wife, and our 2 daughters. The shelter, it protected us, but the heat was just unbearable. We couldn't have stayed in there much longer than we did. How long were you holed up in there? 3, maybe 4 hours? I don't know. We just stayed inside until the heat died down and the screaming stopped. And what happened after that? When it was over, you know, when the air cooled down, the reporter nods and the man continues. We stepped outside. There was nothing left, just smoldering wreckage, and this dense cloud of black, oily smoke. The stench in the air. God, that smell. It smelled like roasting meat. There is a long pause. From the tortured look on his face, you can tell that the man is struggling to decide whether or not to continue speaking. Eventually, he does. My girls. They found what was left of their nanny outside. Her body, what was left of it, was slumped against the shelter door. I kept telling myself that I couldn't hear her pounding to get in. But that isn't true. I could. I just couldn't bring myself to open the door. I couldn't risk my family like that. Not for her. Not for anyone. Thank you, sir, for taking the time to speak with us. Yeah. You heard it here, an absolutely chilling account of tonight's attack. Again, the town of Stolberg has been reduced to ash. Another victim of the Firewing. Stay with us for more up-to-the-minute reporting on Freshwinger's Reign of Terror. Greenwinter's face reappears on the screen. Okay, it's time for a new approach. Adrian's a complete dead end. That much is pretty clear by now. So I'm going to do some digging on Freshwing instead. Let's see where this goes. And we're back to that. Track 4. It's Greenwinter's again, 2054, soon after the last one. Well, that was a bust. Little progress on Freshwing either. He shakes his head. I don't know, it's weird. The information is there, it's just wrong, somehow. It's too well laid out, too simple. Real life is messy, and this feels just a little too neat. That's not the only thing that's nagging at me. I'm getting that feeling all up and down my back of my neck again. It feels like I'm being tracked. I'm no Matrix hotshot like Clockwork or Schaffer, but I'm good enough to know when someone's on my scent. Gotta install some new security measures. Can't be too careful. Second last track. The display goes blank for a moment, then face. Where are we at? About a month later? No. It's 9 days later. Christ, I'm getting close to something. There's a trail of bodies, and there have been disappearances. Gearbox, Merchant, Peregrine, they've all disappeared within the past few years. Gearbox just went AWOL yesterday. And they were all making the same sorts of inquiries about Firewing that I've been. There are ghost stories spreading around the Decker community, stories about Deckers disappearing, and then showing up again later, but wrong somehow. Scary stuff. I'm starting to think that it's true. Blitz leans in to whisper to you. I know the stories he's talking about, Chief. Never really put much stock in them. Not until now. Could these rumors be related to what's happening here? Am I being paranoid? Pauses for a moment, as if seriously considering the question. Then he shakes his head and slams his fist on the table. No, I don't think so. Something big is happening here, and I'm right in the middle of it. There we go. Edgar cuts in. That's a bit of a leap. One other thing. Tulsi told me a story about a kill team that might be related to all of this. Apparently a Decker named Hellboy posted a theory about Freshwing on the the Shadowrun BBS about 5 years ago. About an hour later, a mil-spec team showed up in Meat Space and cooked her entire apartment with her in it. If what Tolstoy told me was true, Hellbore live posted the event. She described her killer, this great big orc with skin grafts. Then the whole thread disappeared, gone without a trace. Leap, Edgar Love? Sounds like he's on the right track to me. Edgar holds her silent, but concedes the point with a small nod. On the screen, Winters pauses. He looks like he's working up to something. Finally, he speaks. I'm just going to go ahead and say it. This has got to be Freshwing. All of it. Adrian was right about her. She's still alive. She's out of the socks. She's covering her tracks, working the shadows, preparing to rise again. And that means that I have to find you, Adrian, for everyone's sake. Thankfully, I've got a lead. For the first time in 2 decades, I've got a solid goddamned lead. I've backtracked all of the Matrix nodes that Hellboy was looking into. Back before she got cooked. Whoever's been purging the Matrix didn't think about that. I found that she's turned up. Winters stabbed a few keys on his keyboard, and an image expands to fill the screen of his monitor. A satellite photo of a rural landscape, and noted with GPS data a set of map coordinates. So now I've got a target, a place to start digging. And the Harefield Manor, conveniently located on an isolated stretch of countryside, miles away from prying eyes. Matrix records indicate that some sort of data vault exists beneath this estate. So that's what I need to get into. And this is where we came in. As if on cue, a familiar image winks into the monitor to Winford's left. Monica. I think I'm going to tap Chef here for this job. She's got the skills to bypass whatever security they're running out there, and she's gullible enough to take the job in the first place. I'll feed her some line about flux state security, and she'll eat it up with a spoon. I warned her. Armcel's voice is choked with rage. I warned her. On the display, Winter's mouth parts into a broad grin. Time to put plans into motion. By this time tomorrow night, I should have the information that I need. And on the off chance that Chef Hera gets taken out, well, that'll tell me something too. Can't make an omelet and all that. Until then. Last track. When you play the 6th track, a small video window appears. You recognize the scene in the window. You are looking at the tattered drapes and nicotine-stained wallpaper of Winter's hotel room at Das Kennelhaus. Timestamp? Not much later. There's a blur of motion and the haggard form of Green Winters lumbers into frame. Suspicions confirmed. Shuffer dead. Christ. Winters reaches a shaking hand off camera. A moment later, it returns clutching a cheap plastic drinking glass. He gulps something down, wipes his mouth with the back of his hand, and takes a deep breath. Okay. Back up, slow down, start from the beginning. Winters closes his eyes and makes a visible effort to calm himself. When he speaks again, his voice is steady. Got the call from my contact in Kresbazar. Schaffer killed on the state run. Matrix security at the estate cooked her brain. Considering Schaffer's skill and experience on-site ice must have been extreme, even by Berlin standards. Security of that kind costs money. Real money. Given the evidence uncovered so far, corporate involvement? Unlikely. The connection to Firewing is too strong. So let's come right out and say it. The dragon is what we're dealing with here. And the smart money says that she's coming for me next. Well, I won't go down without a fight. I've still got my contacts, still got my connections, and the flux state can be a hell of a weapon for the man who knows how to manipulate it. Winters takes another long pull from his glass, grimaces and swallows. Time for me to make my play. Ghost stories or no, missing Deckers or no, I've got to jack into the Matrix and start pulling strings. The countermeasures that I installed earlier should be more than enough to keep me safe for 20 minutes. I'll be in there. Winters drains the rest of his glass, then tosses it back over his shoulder. A moment later, you hear the dull clattering sound of hard plastic on linoleum. Chauffeur's death was tragic. She was a staunch supporter of the F-state, but still, all things considered. Winters fishes for something off screen. A moment later, his hand reappears clutching a data jack cable. Better her than me. He plugs the cable into his head, and the screen cuts to static. As your finger nears the eject button, a black screen cuts in over the static. A moment later, Green Winter's haggard face appears. If you're watching this, then I guess that they caught up to me. They will be after you, too, now. Blitz whispers in your ear again, more harshly this time. What the hell is this? Why didn't you warn me about this before I came here? We didn't know. Not exactly. Not exactly? I didn't come here to get hunted by a dragon. I'm not even a part of this. You are now, whether you like it or not, so quiet down and stop bothering her. Whoever you are, whatever you think you're after, you need to find Dr. Adrian Valclair. Not because he's my brother, because if Firewing is raising again, he's the only one who can stop her. You've seen what happens to people who get too close to this. I'm dead, and dozens of others have died. You'll be next unless you can find Adrian. The screen cuts back to static. The message is over. The DVD tray slides out of the reader. And that is where we are going to stop it. I hope that you enjoyed this video, and you can subscribe down below for more videos like this and of other videos. But until when next we meet, please do be safe, everyone. Bye. Holy shit, my voice.